Yo, what's good guys, but I'm Fire here back with another video, and today we're going to be bringing you guys part 2 to that nickel 335 wide blitzing defensive scheme. If you watched my gameplay, which was my last upload, I ran this scheme, and I actually ran this play I think once or twice. We were mainly running the Mike Blitz 3, which was the video I posted 2 uploads ago. It's the one with Micah Parsons in the thumbnail. Speaking of, Micah Parsons jersey repping for Christmas. Let me know what you guys got for Christmas. Any jerseys, any tickets, whatever NFL related, in the comment section down below. But yeah, we dropped Mike Blitz 3. That was the video with Micah Parsons in the thumbnail. You guys showed a lot of support. I said if you showed support on that video, I would bring you part 2, which was the man coverage version. And that's exactly what I'm back to do today. So we're going to be running not Mike Blitz 3, but Mike Blitz 0 there in the middle. Again, I ran it once or twice during that gameplay that I just posted, which was my most recent upload. But we're going to be in the 4-6 defensive playbook. Reason being, you get these safeties at the linebacker position, especially on the outside. Those are going to be the guys that are actually getting free in this video, so it's definitely going to be favorable for us. Not much else you have to do. Don't really need coach adjustments. You can leave auto flip on, and as far as coming out in 335, you're going to come out in a 335 play and then audible to 335 wide, so you got to make sure Mike Blitz 0 is in your audibles. Stock is already at this Y spot. You can move it to X if you want a quicker audible system. But as far as the play, I like to come out, and usually I'll just come out in 2-man under, cover 2-man right there, just because it's the easiest thing to audible. You're man coverage to man coverage rather than zone to man. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Alright, so coming out on the field once again, you can have auto flip on. I just came out in this nickel 335 2-man under. Again, doesn't really matter. You could run cover 0, really could run cover 2, but if I know that I'm going to audible to the Mike Blitz 0, I might as well just come out in 2-man under. Now, the next thing that you're going to go ahead and do is, of course, audible by pressing X or square, that deep head to the left-hand side, and then Mike Blitz 0, again, stock, it's in the middle, or at this Y button. If you want to move it, you're more than welcome to. Most people will probably put it in X, but that's where I usually keep Mike Blitz 3, so I usually will leave it in this Y spot. Again, you'll be mixing between these. Also, if this video does well, if you guys let me know down below in the comments section, I could definitely bring you a full 335 wide defensive scheme. Definitely a formation I've been running a lot, but you're going to go ahead audible, simple enough. That's going to get the safeties on the outside, which you cannot do in normal 335 wide. Now, the first thing we're going to do is create our blitz setup. What you're going to do is spread your defensive line. You're going to go ahead and slant your defensive line inside, not outside, inside. And then with your user, you're once again going to kind of hover here. Now, for the Mike Blitz 3, for that one, what I was doing was I was actually hovering, and I was kind of sliding over to the left side when the ball was snapped. So what I was doing is the ball was snapped, I was kind of moving over here, which you see, no pressure, clearly did not work that well. So sliding over to the left for this play is not going to be the move. Now, what you want to do to make sure that you don't give away whether you're running man or zone, it is pretty difficult to disguise man coverage this year, so if you're playing a really good player, this might not matter because most good players can easily recognize man. But you kind of want to stay in the middle, but what we're actually going to go ahead and do is hover. We're actually going to go slide over to the right side when the ball is snapped. So if you want, you can just stand over to the right. Most normal players will not be able to notice. They'll be like, oh, he's just standing in the middle. Probably won't even pay attention at all. So if you're playing a really good player, that's when maybe you just make sure you stand in the middle for both plays so that you don't give it away. But again, those guys, more times than not, will recognize that they're running man anyway. When the ball is snapped, you're just going to hover over here, and that's generally going to create a pressure. Now, that's the first time in labbing this that I actually saw DeMarcus Lawrence get free, but that is a possibility in this. Now, generally, what we're trying to get is that safety off the left side free, which was the case the majority of the time when I was actually labbing this. So go ahead, kind of set this up again. Stand over here. When the ball is snapped, hover over here, and for whatever reason it's not working, I'm going to try something else, get a little bit closer to the line, make my hover more obvious because I don't think I really did much there. But so let's quickly try that again. I will say this blitz is not as good as the Mike Blitz 3. It's not as good for whatever reason. Different plays just have different results. This one's not necessarily as good. It is still good. And if you watched that video, you saw it did work. So it should be working right now. Just going to hover over here, and that is what it looks like perfectly. I think what I didn't do on that previous run was I was just a little bit further away. You do have to get a little bit close to the lineman, which was something that I wasn't doing, taking a shortcut, and when you take shortcuts in the blitzing game, sometimes they mess up. Now, again, this is the ideal result. You want to get just Micah Parsons. Really what happens is your defensive tackle, Odigizua in this case, is going to engage with the left guard. Perfect, because with your user, you're sliding that right guard over, taking his attention to that side. Perfect. And then you see Micah Parsons will just engage with Andrew Thomas on that left-hand side, leaving what I believe is Malik Hooker to get free off that left-hand side. And of course, you want to get those outside guys pressure rather than getting a guy like DeMarcus Lawrence at the end position, because the safeties are, of course, going to have a lot more speed, get to the quarterback faster, and overall just edge rushing rather than inside blitzes are going to be a lot better for you guys. So that is the ideal result. Now we'll show the blitz a couple more times, explain through it, go to the replays a couple more times, then we'll explain some of the extra things that you can do in the man coverage game to get this to maybe work a little bit better. And I'll show it again. This is slanting down on your analog stick, slanting inside. Make sure that you guys remember that, but ball is snapped. However, over here, easy pressure, really, really quick. And overall, you see there's not many places you can go with the ball. You definitely would need Gunslinger to even get a pass off. And again, as long as you don't do anything dumb in the user game or anything dumb with your cornerbacks, the coverage should not be too open. There's not many man routes that will get open that fast in this. So we'll show it one more time, then I'll explain through some of these adjustments. I'll show what happens if you do different things, but we'll snap the ball, hover over here, and you don't have to stand there. As soon as you see the right guard move off of the defensive tackle, you know the blitz has worked, or the center rather. The center. So 69, Billy Price is the center. I don't know why I keep confusing that, but as soon as you see the center move over to the right, he's not blocking the D tackle, you know the blitz has worked and you can go up and use her quickly, which you see we've done pretty quickly in being in position to be able to defend Slayton on his little weird route in this Z spot and go particular scenario. Now, you're probably wondering, why is Micah Parsons better if he's slanting inside instead of outside? We want him to engage with Andrew Thomas. Wouldn't it be better to slant outside? Now, I can work with the slant outside adjustment, because of course you can still get this, but that was just a disgusting angle. And the biggest reason is just because of the way that Malik Hooker is. Micah Parsons just gets a terrible engagement. You see when he's slanting up, Andrew Thomas gets a big kick, 5 yards, like a 3-yard kick, almost a 4-yard kick. And that's actually going to cut into Malik Hooker's kind of path to the quarterback. You see when you slant inside, Andrew Thomas has to come inside. When, of course, you slant outside, Thomas is going to go further outside, and that just gets in the way. A couple of huge seconds that could become costly when you're running cover zero. So that is why we slant inside. We'll try it without doing anything, and without anything, it kind of looks like these guys are slanted inside anyway. But I'll show what it looks like, and you see it works fine. So you don't necessarily have to slant inside. It's just something I do just to keep you guys thinking the same thing. And this will be helpful when I film that 335 wide scheme video, because it's the same case scenario for Mike Blitz 3, so kind of the same exact adjustments. Makes it a lot easier for you guys to remember. Now, some of the things you notice, immediately we have these guys backed off. That's something that's going to be good. The easiest read against 2-man under, or cover zero rather, is going to be press people. You can run a little fade, certain routes, you get a good release. You're going to be able to beat them for touchdowns. I just don't think it's the best to press in this game. You can move these guys a little bit further down, especially if you have a speedy guy like Anthony Brown. You can move KZ down. Again, you don't want to necessarily give it away if you know you're playing a bad player. He's not necessarily recognizing that you're running to, cover zero. You don't want to give it away by moving this guy down, Then, okay, that's obvious that it's cover zero. But if these guys are up, it's not as obvious to a bad player. Most good players are still going to be able to recognize it just based on the positioning of everybody. But if you're playing a bad player, you can do that. If you're playing a good player, he knows you're running man anyway, you might as well do it, because they're already going to have a man beater, so you can only help yourself by bringing those guys down, kind of taking away quick things. When that safety's all the way up, these types of routes, Saquon on a little out route, maybe Ingram on a little out route, they can definitely get open. Just for example, the pressure. You see, with Gunslinger, you probably are able to get that pass off to Saquon. Now, of course, if you recognize them blocking their running back, what are you going to do? You're probably just not going to send pressure. And we will show bluff blitzes, but I'll just show what the blitz looks like with blocking 6. The ultimate goal in blitzing people is to actually get them to block 6. If they're blocking 6, sending out 4, you've really already won in the mind game. You're getting them to think about the blitz, and that's why every 3-3-5 wide setup that I run, cover 4, cover 2, whatever the case is, I'm giving him this exact same look, making him think that I am blitzing him. So if they block the running back, they're going to block it. They have an opportunity, certainly, to find someone deep down the field. Now, you still are rushing 5 people. If Saquon Barkley does not get the chop block animation, a lot of times that guy on the edge can shed, but you're rushing 5, you should get quick pressure. Again, they have enough time to maybe find someone on a deeper post or one of those things, so that you do got to be careful with that. But certainly, if you get them to block your running back, it's only in your favor, it's not in their favor. They see that it works, they're probably going to keep blocking the running back. That's when you switch to the cover 3 bluff blitz, cover 4, and then this man coverage bluff blitz that I'm actually going to show right now. So again, you have to make it look the same, but what am I doing in this case? Immediately what I want to do is get an inside third on the field. We're going to put DeMonte KZ in that zone, especially when you're playing against bunch, because the go-to man-beating route this year out of bunch is going to be Kenny Galladay on a post route. Now, we're not in it right now. It's the bunch trail play, but if they have Hot Route Master, they can put him on a post. Deeper posts, best route to beat man coverage, probably by far. Second is going to be probably just that verticals route by Shepard in the middle. But so we went ahead, put an inside third on the field. What do we got to do now? Now you're gonna go ahead, have to man up someone on the running back. We're just gonna put Malik Hooker there on the running back, and then probably what I'm doing is I'm throwing like a curl flat over there, and we're just rushing 3. If I want to go with a complete 3-man rush, maybe we go with, or a 2-man rush, we get vert hook and curl flat, but probably rush 3. If you rush 2, you're giving them all day, and it is man coverage. Things can break down. Bounce backs will be open. So, of course, you want to give them the impression that you're blitzing. Of course, the hovering is going to do nothing, but we rush 3. We get generally pretty good pressure there, pretty fast pressure. We have help in the middle of the field. We don't have to carry our user all the way deep. We can take away things underneath like drags or out routes or angle routes, whatever the case may be, posts, digs, things like that. So definitely can be beneficial to run this bluff blitz. You can, of course, catch him off guard. Now, keep in mind, you're not always running Mike Blitz 0, so it's good to mix in both the bluff blitz of the cover 3 and the man coverage, which you'll see if we post that video. But certainly a very good setup. Again, all I'm doing is putting Y in inside third, manning up X on Y, and I'm showing it against bunch. A lot of people play bunch. I will audible to a new formation next just to give you an example of the blitz working against it, and then we'll show the bluff blitz against it. But this is, again, a pretty good bunch defense. You see, able to get those things in the middle of the field. Corner outs kind of can get open there. It's difficult to throw those corner outs against man because you can get a click on, kind of undercut it. But let's audible to something else. Go to spread here. Let's go to just a basic spread for verticals. Once again, we will simply audible here. Again, spread, slant inside. Not sure why these guys are matched in this particular way. I think when I audibled, the cornerback went over, and then when I actually audibled my defense, he went back to normal. But we'll go ahead, snap the ball, kind of hover over, and this time you actually see Keanu Neal get off that right side. It can definitely work both ways, and you saw it there. So again, it's not out of the ordinary to get it off both sides. I do like hovering on the right side, especially against those spread formations, and that's even something I did in the cover 3. So once again, we will just audible. Not sure why these guys are kind of matching weird. Of course, most players are not going to audible from a bunch to a spread, so you should be fine. But again, for the bluff blitz scenario, maybe I'm going like a who's manned up on him. So maybe what we'll do is something like this. Probably it's not letting me man up Jordan Lewis on him, so I guess we'll man him up on Saquon. And then I can't do anything. My freaking adjustments are glitched. Love Madden 22 so much. So I guess we'll just chuck it up. That's a classic Danny Dimes throw, but I don't know why there's so many bugs in practice mode. It's really annoying. But let's see if we can just audible the spread immediately from this. And then we'll audible to wide. Okay, so now we have a better look at it. This is what I was trying to do. So now we have Curse, man up on the running back. We can put him in the inside third. Now we can man up Malik Hooker on Saquon, and then we can throw A in like a vert hook. So good adjustment against like a spread. Of course, you can throw a curl flat on the right, whatever you want. You can use her underneath. Post route, not really open. Man coverage. And again, you'll be mixing between these, of course. But it's pretty much going to end the video. If you guys enjoyed, drop a big thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel down below. Let me know what you want to see next, of course, besides that 335 wide. Or if you want to see that, let me know as well. But that's going to do it for the video. And peace. I'm out.